Passing national legislation in Washington typically requires an army of corporate lobbyists, millions in super PAC funding, and a deep network of political insiders. Without that capital, the doors of power stay shut. This structure leaves ordinary citizens, particularly those caught in failing judicial and family court systems, without a seat at the table. In July of 2026, Edward Casanova, a creator known as Mr. Spark, operating out of McAllen, Texas, designed a strategy to bypass this financial barrier. He built his movement around an entirely AI-generated 10-episode YouTube series titled American Dream Dialogues, where every voice and scene is scripted and rendered by software. The channel functions on two levels: as an anthology series to engage the public, and as a repository of recorded testimony intended for the 119th Congress. The series advocates for the American Dream First agenda, focusing on specific policy failures like Pillar 4, which addresses the economic crisis facing military families. This sign lists the SNAP EBT requirements for grocery store cashiers. It is a daily reality for 45% of junior enlisted military personnel who currently rely on government food assistance to survive. The legislation also targets Pillar 1. This reform aims to stop the cycle where unpaid child support debt leads to automatic driver's license suspensions, which often forces blue-collar workers out of the jobs they need to pay that debt in the first place. Casanova uses AI characters to represent these figures, like Deshaun, an Army veteran on food stamps, or Hank, a factory worker whose career ended over a license suspension. These characters translate cold data into recognizable daily struggles. By centering the argument on shared experiences rather than partisan rhetoric, the series attempts to focus lawmakers on the mechanics of systemic failure. Advocacy campaigns of this scale usually require a massive production budget. Casanova launched this one with an upfront cost of $0. Using free-tier AI tools, a single person can generate a cast of 14 distinct characters without hiring actors or renting a studio. The pipeline uses 11 labs for voice profiles, HeyGen for lip-synced visuals, and Suno to produce the emotional musical score for each episode. The production is tied to a specific release strategy designed to gain traction within YouTube's recommendation engine. Every Monday, the channel drops a 60-second vertical short. These act as high-impact teasers, designed to trigger the algorithm and drive new subscribers toward the full episodes. These tools allow high-production advocacy to exist independently of traditional funding. The cost of a professional message is no longer a barrier to entry. To fund the movement, the channel follows a framework called the Length Decision Matrix to maximize monetization. Episodes under 6 minutes are avoided because they do not allow for mid-roll advertisements, which significantly limits how much revenue the video can generate. The target is a 7 to 9 minute sweet spot. This length maintains a high completion rate while unlocking 2 mid-roll ad breaks per video. The commercial strategy begins with grassroots sharing. By posting in niche communities for veterans and parents, the channel builds the initial watch hours needed for the YouTube Partner Program. Once the channel hits the monetization threshold, Phase 2 begins. Ads are placed automatically, and the viewer's attention begins to fund the campaign's infrastructure. By utilizing the existing mechanics of the YouTube Partner Program, the movement converts engagement into a self-sustaining financial engine. The digital strategy leads to Episode 8, formatted as a community town hall where the entire AI cast appears together. This specific video is designated as the visual companion to House Resolution XXXX, moving the characters' stories from a YouTube channel to the halls of the U.S. Capitol. Casanova treats the comments and shares from subscribers as constituent testimony, archiving the public response as part of the legislative record. In the season finale, Episode 10, the scripted format is replaced by a direct address. Casanova steps onto the screen alongside the AI characters to deliver his closing argument directly to lawmakers and the public. High production advocacy was once the exclusive domain of those with immense wealth. Now, the tools to build a legislative case are accessible to anyone with an internet connection and a grasp of the platform's mechanics.